beer?
I'll take one.
I brought just the one. You might be her favorite, but Mama says I was a surprise.
No, she said you were an accident.
Surprise.
But they call me
I skate now.
Remember that curly-haired kid from City Guys? And the ever-charming Gary on What I Like About You? Yep, Wesley Jonathan. This guy has been dazzling us since his early days on 21 Jump Street, A Different World, and Thea. His resume? Longer than a CVS receipt on Black Friday. While Hollywood loves its scandals, Wesley has managed to stay squeaky clean, dodging drama like a pro. And despite the pressure to compromise his values for roles, like almost losing out on role bounce to bigger names, Wesley stands firm. What's his secret to staying focused and grounded in the chaotic world of showbiz? And where's he been since those iconic teen sitcom days? Stick around, because we're about to dive deep into the incredible life of this underrated star. And trust me, you don't want to miss a second of it.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Go!
Imagine knowing exactly what you want to be when you grow up at just 4 years old. That's Wesley Jonathan for you. Born and raised in the heart of Los Angeles, Wesley wasn't dreaming of being a doctor or firefighter. Nope, he had his eyes set on the spotlight. He was always the family's main act, dazzling everyone with his Michael Jackson impersonations. He even believed he could outshine MJ himself. Bold, right?
At 4 years old, I started dancing, impersonating Michael Jackson.
Gotcha.
I thought I was going to be, I knew I was going to be bigger and badder than Michael. So he was a huge influence of where I'm at today.
Well, no one's managed to top the king of pop yet, and we doubt anyone ever will. The acting bug bit hard when Jonathan accompanied his cousin to an audition at just 9 years old. That one experience was all it took. Wesley was hooked.
My family knew this. I was always performing at family reunions, weddings, and things like that. I had a female cousin who was in the industry. Her name was Crystal Jeans, who's still an actress today. She knew where to take, she asked my mom, what did she think about putting me in commercials and TV and all that. So it took me on a few auditions. She knew where to guide me through. And then I got signed to an agency at about 8 years old.
Within 6 months of relentless auditions, he landed his first small part on the iconic TV series 21 Jump Street. Not bad for a kid still in elementary school. His first major feature film, Freedom, was a big deal. We're talking an absolutely star-studded cast, packed to the brim with Hollywood heavyweights. If you could name a star, chances are they were in it. But you probably haven't seen Freedom anywhere. Why? Well, this movie was highly political, diving deep into themes and issues that stirred up quite a bit of controversy.
My first major feature film, like big screen, seeing myself on screen, was a film called Panther. This was an all-star cast. This was probably at the time, even to this very day, one of the biggest things that I've done because the cast was endless. I mean, you had Kadeem Hardison, Bokeem Woodbine, Tyron Turner.
Yeah, that's all-star cast.
Courtney B. Vance, Marcus Chong from Matrix. The list just goes on. And there's so many other people in there that just did cameos. Chris Rock, Bobby Brown.
And you know how it goes with political films. Sometimes they ruffle a few too many feathers. The powers that be probably decided it was best to keep it out of the spotlight. From there, Wesley's career took off like a rocket. He became a familiar face on some of the hottest shows of the 90s like Baywatch, Moesha, and CSI Miami. But his big break came when he starred alongside Cedric the Entertainer and Niecy Nash in TV Land's hit show, The Soul Man. Wesley also made his big mark on the big screen playing the suave womanizer Too Cool in Speed Dating. This guy's got range, no doubt about it. But let's talk about role bounce. This movie was a hit that had audiences grooving in their seats. Picture this, a bunch of rappers hitting the rink in a film about a 70s roller skating team. Sounds wild, right? Well, it was wild and it was awesome. Released in 2005, Roll Bounce wasn't just about skating. It was a love letter to the Black community. Yeah, sure, there were moments of tension with racism rearing its ugly head, but at its core, the movie was all about celebrating Black joy in the face of adversity. Now, let's rewind a bit to the golden days of movie-making magic. Back then, before every movie hit the screens, there used to be something called a table read. This wasn't just a casual read-through. It was a crucial moment where the project was pitched to potential investors, and everyone got a sneak peek to see if there was that magical chemistry between the characters. And here's the kicker. Even if you nailed your part at the table read, it didn't mean you were guaranteed a spot in the cast. Crazy, right? So for Roll Bounce, there was a table read, and our guy Wesley Jonathan read for the role of Sweetness. And guess what? They didn't even want to cast him at first. The bigwigs behind the scenes were eyeing superstars like Usher or Omarion, names with massive star power that could really help in marketing the movie. And let's not forget T.I., who was originally tapped as a main character. I mean, can you imagine T.I. rocking the 70s vibes with his swagger? It would have been epic. And then there's Mike Epps, the comedy kingpin, bringing his signature humor to the mix. Talk about a dream team. They were thinking about the big bucks and how having a megastar on the poster could draw in huge crowds. But Wesley wasn't about to let that stop him. He stepped up to that table read with all the charisma and talent he could muster, knowing in his heart that he was perfect for the role of Sweetness. He put up a big fight and sacrificed a lot of this movie despite the fact that he didn't even have any lines until the very end of the movie. And let me tell you, when Wesley finally got his moment to shine at the end of the movie, it was worth the wait. He stole the show as Sweetness, the slickest skater in Chicago. Sweetness wasn't just a character. He was a legend, winning 5 disco skating championships with the Sweetwater Rollers. And get this, he trained like a possessed man, hitting the rink from sunrise to sunset, clocking in countless hours from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
How much of your own skating did you do?
70%.
70%?
Yeah, but I've dancing my whole life. My trainer and double, my house, fantastic. I had 6 weeks. I trained from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day for 6 weeks. I had to, and that was just what was required. I mean, when I got back to the hotel, I continued that because I wanted people to see that I did most of my stuff.
Can you imagine the dedication? The experience on set was a mixture of stress and excitement. Long hours, intense rehearsals, and the constant pressure to nail every scene. It was a grind, no doubt about it. Being an extra might sound like a small gig, but it was anything but easy. But despite all the stress, Wesley absolutely loved it.
I loved every bit of it. It was painful, but it was a wonderful pain because that's all I've ever wanted to do. And again, acting fell in my lap, but perform, and it's just in general.
Here's a behind-the-scenes tidbit that'll blow your mind. While filming Roll Bounce, Wesley Jonathan's schedule collided head-on with his commitments on What I Like About You. Imagine trying to be in 2 places at once. So what did Wesley do? He pulled out all the stops and begged the writers of What I Like About You to write him out of a few episodes just so he could go film Roll Bounce. He was even willing to forfeit his salary.
I was so much wanting to do this film. I was begging, the writers, like, hey, man, please just write me out. Forfeit my check of the 1 episode. Just a lot of money.
Yeah.
But here's the twist. Despite the movie's success, Wesley Jonathan didn't cash in on his role in Roll Bounce. Nope, not a single dollar.
I wanted, because I didn't make the Roll Bounce, the money.
Okay.
I had to be written out of an episode of my TV show in order to do it.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe it? Even after pouring his heart and soul into bringing Sweetness to life, he walked away with nothing but memories. Now that's what I call dedication to your craft. Fast forward to September 2020, and guess who's still in the spotlight once again? Wesley Jonathan, baby. With streaming giant Netflix adding the iconic 90s sitcom Sister Sister to their lineup, Twitter exploded with love for our boy Wesley. It was like a nostalgia bomb went off, and fans couldn't get enough of him. Wesley, being the social media sensation that he is, took all the love right in. This guy knows how to keep it real with his fans, dropping updates about his latest projects, shooting the breeze with followers, and giving us all a backstage pass into his life. And speaking of projects, Wesley most recently lit up our screens in the Urban Movie Channel series Monogamy. Drama, check. Intrigue, double check. This show had it all. 4 married couples diving headfirst into a spouse-swapping experiment to save their relationships. And who steals the show? None other than Wesley Jonathan as Carson, bringing his A-game to every scene. But here's the juicy part. When asked if he'd ever swap partners like his character, Wesley didn't miss a beat. He's not just an actor, he's got principles, baby. He's a firm believer in the idea that men should always take responsibility for their children and their actions. It's a philosophy that he lives and breathes every day, both on and off the screen.
For men, in particular, fathers, whatever reasons that are hindering you from being with your children, your own hang-ups, take responsibility, your actions. Take responsibility for your actions. Mend relationships the best that you can.
Now let me tell you, Wesley Jonathan is the ultimate family man. He's happily married to the lovely Tamara Mitchell, and together they've built a beautiful family with their daughter Faye, who stole their hearts the moment she was born on August 10, 2014. They tied the knot in 2016, and their bond has only grown stronger with time. And get this, no baby mamas, no crazy exes out for revenge. This guy's practically a saint. Wesley won over everyone's hearts when he shared a video of him and Tamara doing their daughter's hair. Talk about #family goals. And you'd be surprised, Wesley's not just a pretty face. He's got skills too. Thanks to his wife's expert training, did I mention she's a licensed hairstylist? He's become a pro at doing his daughter's hair.
Is it hot?
Oh, and let's address the elephant in the room. Wesley might look like Nick Cannon, but they're not even related. Nope, they're two totally different dudes, right down to the number of kids they have. And as if he couldn't get any more awesome, Wesley's currently worth a cool $2.5 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth. But it's not just about the money. This guy's fine as hell at 46 years old. And did I mention that he can sing? I mean, really sing. Also, he's absolutely unproblematic. Seriously, you could search high and low and still come up empty-handed. That's probably because he's a man of unwavering faith. He believes in the Bible wholeheartedly and isn't willing to compromise on that, no matter what Hollywood throws his way.
But just compromising your morals and your standards. I'm a heavy believer in the Bible in its entirety, not the Hebrew scriptures, not just the Christian Greeks, the whole thing. Yeah. So what am I going to compromise? What am I willing to do to set a bad example for my kid, to disappoint my God, so on and so forth, right?
Despite the lucrative offers and tantalizing opportunities that come his way, Wesley believes in staying true to who he is, even if it means sacrificing a shot at a flashy, high-profile career.
Say no to that. Guess what happens? Things start to get quiet. So you want to, you want to be holy man. You want to be Mr. Holy Man. Okay, we're going to take this off the plate for you. That's why I said this is a spiritual thing. People don't really realize it. No, it is. It's satanic.
Sure, it might seem like his path in Hollywood isn't as smooth or glamorous as some of his peers, but that's okay. Because for him, success isn't measured by red carpet appearances or blockbuster roles. It's measured by the strength of his character and the integrity of his actions. And in an industry where authenticity is often in short supply, that's something truly worth celebrating.